Alright, we have a roll here with white belt Jay. Starting from standing. He does a nice little pull down there, so I sit back immediately. Even if I sit down, unfortunately, that does count as a takedown for him if I don't do tournaments, but I know a lot of people do. So, of course, my style of jiu-jitsu isn't always the best to mimic if you're big on tournaments, because I will give up positions or points so that I can maintain my game, feel safe in escaping, and just bail on certain positions if I feel like I'm getting too deep. I'm also very reactionary, so if I was going to train for a tournament, I'd have to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more forward on my attacks and takedowns, of course. But some days I have my serious days, and those are the ones I try to really fight every position, fight the pass, and then just get a little more aggressive with my finishes or my takedowns. So for here, Jay's starting to go into a paper cutter, so I spin out of it immediately. He does have a pretty nice paper cutter if you let it get too deep, so I don't want to have a sore neck, so I want to get out of that a little quicker than usual. He also likes to attack the guillotine, so I have to be careful with that. Make sure that his grips are weak, and also make sure that I can get my leg out of the half guard. If he can maintain half guard or close guard, then he'll be able to actually finish this. If I can peel my leg out and step over to the side, I can actually start to submit him with the Von Fluke choke. So from here, it looks like I was able to mount. The only bad thing about holding a position too long is that you can get reversed or allow someone to get a better position than if you would have bailed a little earlier and started defending instead of keep attacking. So this is one instance where he probably should have let go a little bit earlier. He does a really good job here of pushing into me and creating a dead angle for me to fall backwards. He's also stapling my leg to keep me from getting a half guard, but I was able to get half guard after all. And I'm just keeping his arm down a little bit, and now I was reaching for the belt grip, but he changed angles on me, so looks like he was able to kick my butterfly out. He still doesn't have side control completely because he's not controlling me, and I was able to come up by pushing on his shoulder and taking his body weight over the side. Now I'm trying to pass his half guard, but he lets go. So again, if you were playing a tournament here, I don't know if Jay does tournaments, he probably doesn't, I don't recall, but there, letting go of that half guard would be a bad idea because you're just going to give me points for getting mount first instead of fighting it. So now he's trying to come underneath my leg. I'm just pressuring into him. He has my leg, so I need to be careful not to put too much pressure in one direction. He was able to come up and start attacking my back. So Jay's pretty dynamic. He likes to move a lot, and he's pretty strong. I wouldn't say one of our strongest guys, but he does have some strength behind him, so that helps him get out of positions and get into positions a little bit better. Every attribute in jiu-jitsu is a good attribute. You can either be fast. You usually don't have all of them. The more you have of them, the better. You got fast, strong. Being tall is also usually a benefit, as long as you know how to use that length. Then, of course, just being heavy in general, whether it's because of your strength muscle or because you're a little heavier weight-wise, that's also can be an attribute. So if you don't have any of those, if you're short, weak, slow, you're going to have a hard time. So you have to get at least 1 to 2 of those and really just focus on that part of your game. So usually if you're a smaller person, you're going to be a lot faster, so you're just going to have to be really speedy and stay on top. You really don't want to play the bottom game as much as possible. You also have to be very aware of your weight distribution. You can't just sit on top of somebody and mount them if they're really, really big, because they're just going to be able to roll you because you're technically connected to their body. So let's go back to the match. Looks like I'm just trying to play with the lapel, keep my legs in front, but Jay does a pretty good job of stuffing one of my legs to pass my guard. But it seems like each time I find a way to push his weight over and kind of sweep him, I guess. Now he's going to an X guard, but he needs to be doing something with his hand. Right now he's grabbing back of my knee, which is fine, but you really want to control the upper body as well. You want to keep my head down to break my posture, and then from there you can easily push me to the side, get my hands on the floor, and that makes my legs really, really light. Once you can make my legs light, it's going to be a lot easier to sweep me or move me around. So looks like we have a mild reset here. I'm just waiting to play my open guard. He's going to start to pass, pin my legs down. From here I turtle up, and I give him a chance to attack my back, but I'm also using my hands just to keep his knees and ankles from coming in. And then it looks like I tossed him over to the side and going for a double leg takedown here. He's posturing into me, so I just pop over the side and just take him down to a dead angle. A dead angle is basically where they don't have a leg or an arm to stop you from taking them to that direction. So you never want to take someone down into a frame. You always want to find where their arms or legs will not be, or you physically move their arm or legs so that you can take them to that angle. And it looks like we're about to run out of time.